We are proud to welcome the KiteFoil Elite at the Lake Trounsey, where passion, speed and skills meet and the competition is taken to a higher level. KiteFoil World Series Trounsey, presented by Upper Austria.
We've been waiting for the wind to fill in. It looks like we are finally getting into the action. Hi, my name's Andy Rice, and with Mirko Bobini, aka President, and Lorenzo Boschetti, world ranked #1 in Formula Kite, we are going to be talking you round the racetrack. Lorenzo, it's 58 riders across the men and the women, 26 nations, 5 continents. This is a truly world-class turnout. And what about, I mean, it must hurt for you not being out there. You're injured at the moment. That's why you're not racing. Who do you think is looking good for these conditions?
Yeah, Andy, you're right. For me, it's not good to stay here. Like, I'm happy to stay here with you, but I would like to be in the water with all my friends and all the other riders. So, yeah, it's a little bit painful, but at the same time, the guys are enjoying the situation in the water. There are a lot of guys that can be the fastest here. We have Theodore Kurt, Axel Mazella, Martin Dolenk, Maximilian Mede that we saw here before. So it's gonna be a really tough race, I think. There is not a predictable race, so we have to stay focused to see who will win, because I think it's gonna be at the last meters of the finish line.
Mirko, this venue reminds me of Lake Garda, very steep-sided cliffs. And where do you think the best breeze will be? Is it going to be in the middle, or is it going to be in the edges? I don't know if you, Mirko or Lorenzo, want to answer that. What do you think, Lorenzo?
Well, actually, I never ride in this lake. Watching the previous races in the last years, I think who starts on the boat can take the best win in the middle of the lake, because he can tag when he wants, so he have right of way. So yeah, it's gonna be a big battle at starting boat, I think.
Mirko, what are your thoughts about this racetrack?
I mean, like all the places where you're gonna sail, like here around the lake with mountain, is really important how the skill having open eyes from the sailor point of view. So you have really to spot all single gusts everywhere, on the right, on the left, because it's not gonna be always the same. It can change any second. This is why also when we heard this morning Max Mader say, you are really to keep an open eye everywhere. You never predict what is gonna happen. You have to try to predict what it can happen, might happen afterwards. So, and also from Dennis, we understand that it's better to stay close to the race committee board and have a look if there is any shift on the last minute, because it might change over the last minute, and do the right call at the last second. So let's see. It seems that there is more wind on the right side, but let's see how it's gonna work later.
And Lorenzo, at the top of our picture, just on that last picture, you could see that there was that line of glassy water where that sailing yacht is. So the riders, if they go into that zone, what will happen for them?
It's really risky to go there. Like, you just need to stay as closer as the upwind mark and not go in overlay line, because the wind is really, like, there is a strict line with, you can't go over there, so it's gonna be really tricky. If you go there, you will gonna swim if nothing changed before.
And so we're just a little bit more than 2 minutes away from this start. Mirko, just looking down the list in yellow group, who are you going to pick out as the likely contenders for winning this first race?
I honestly, with you, it's really difficult to say who is gonna win. But I can tell you, Martin Dolenk might be, and then Conor Bainbridge, and then there is sometime is an outsider, Alexander Helen, which lately on the last few event it was almost on the front of the fleet on this particular condition. So Let's see. It's not written yet.
It's not written yet, but Lorenzo, looking down that list, I'm wondering if there's a couple of other people you'd like to highlight.
Yeah, there is Yanis Maus from Germany and Axel Mazella. So this race is gonna be really tight with all these guys from all over the world. It's like it's crazy how the level is so close. Like everybody is training and like they win the race about like one board, so one leg. So it's crazy. So it's gonna be really tough.
And we're into the final minute before the start. Lorenzo, what are you thinking as a rider in these last 60 seconds?
In my opinion, the rider needs to think to have the best start ever. So be clean from other riders, but at the same moment, you have to be in the good spot of the line. So and what you think in the past, because you have to prepare your start. You can't just go there and do the start. So yeah, I think everybody has already planned where to start. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a real fight. Everybody wants to start on the boat.
Final 20 seconds, final 15 seconds, and a couple of the riders are really close to the line, and judging time on distance is going to be super critical. Is this someone going for the port tack start? Looks like they're going underneath the fleet, so how are they going to find their way through past the committee boat? The riders are off, and really good start by some of the riders up at the starboard end of the line. And already it looks like the Fly Surfer and the Orange Ozone are looking very good on the right, and the riders at the bottom of the screen, they are also starting really well, but they have to wait for their moment to be able to tack. We see the first of the riders tacking over to the right. Lorenzo, very difficult to identify individual riders, but who do you pick out, if anyone?
I can see Axel Mazella with the Orange Ozone. The guy that is tacking now, I think, is Conor Bainbridge with the grey F1. And yeah, it's really difficult to understand the guy because it's really tough. Mostly the same kites, so same color. You can see some guy on the right side of the course that are tacking now. And yeah, mostly everybody's tacking now. So let's see how it's gonna be for the guy that have a early tack.
So most of the fleet now onto port tack already. There's been a crash for a Fly Surfer on the right of picture, so and another one drops to the water just out of picture. So kites are beginning to drop. This is really hard staying stable. Mirko, what do you think is challenging them right now?
Yeah, that's great, because from the drone footage you can really see the different angle they have on the right side of the course. So like we said before, the fleet that were close to the race committee boat, they tack and they went to the right side over the mountain to get us as soon as possible their ley line, keeping the right side of the course, where it seems to be a little bit windier compared to the left. So did you see a bunch of Fly Surfer? They are leading and already on the right, on starboard. Let's see if it's gonna work, if they are already on the ley line to the mark. What a great footage from the drone, amazing. You can see they are pumping because maybe they are getting closer to the mark. They are trying to get more degree upwind to be able. Yeah, look at behind. They go not for angle, but they go on for speed. But the top of the fleet, you see, they make it.
I can see Martin Dolling in first position, and some guy behind.
So Martin Dolenk, a really good lead for him. He was pumping the kite very effectively, and he's able to go deeper than the board in second place as well. And so do you think, Lorenzo, that once you get past the windward mark, you're out of the danger zone, that you've done the most dangerous part of the race course?
Yeah, I think the first mark is the most dangerous because all the riders are closer than ever after the start, so everything can be dangerous at the upwind mark. So once you pass that, I think you are safe, but never go slower, because you have all the riders behind you that want to reach you. So yeah, can be can be nice to stay on the ice.
Okay, so Martin Dolenc from Croatia still pumping that board furiously to try and stay on the foil. And then Lorenzo, who was that we were seeing with the red kite?
With the red kite, I think it's one guy from Denmark.
Oh yes, that's Johan Beckett. Yeah, Johan
exactly.
Beckett.
Johan Beckett is the Flymax.
But look at the lead now for Martin Dolenc. He's really stretched on the second and third boards. So this is playing fully into the hands of Martin, looking really comfortable in these conditions as he comes down towards the bottom of the course, goes into a jibe, pumping the kite out of the jibe again. And Mirko, what do you reckon? Is it confirmed that it is Martin Dolenc, or are we looking at somebody else?
No, looking on the tracking that just come back. So we got Dennis Taradin in front of the fleet, and Martin Dolenc and Connor Bainbridge, but they are shaking quite easily from the back of the fleet. So the first one stating on the tracking that is Dennis Taradin.
I think there's maybe quite a time delay on.
Yeah,
on
and also is there? Yeah, Martin is getting first, and then is second and third back at.
But that
so Martin is first.
That's Martin we're looking at now, correct?
Yeah, that's Martin. And I think he got free better way at the open marks, so he could have better win while he was going downwind. So now he's racing, we can say, alone. So he can make the best choice with the wind. So with his height, he's looking at the best, like the best wind in the lake. So he's taking the decision where to go and not.
So looking very comfortable there, but oh no, it's been abandoned. And you can see the look of frustration.
November flag being displayed. Amazing.
Martin clearly very upset about that because he had been sailing that race absolutely impeccably. He was the clear runaway leader, but the abandonment flag means that there's no victory for Martin Dolenc of Croatia on this occasion. Lorenzo, what did you like about the way that Martin attacked that race?
It's really nice because Martin did a good start. He take an early attack, so he went all to the right. And so he take the good wing on the middle and right side of the lake. But the best thing I think is that he was clean at the upwind mark, so with nobody in front and nobody downwind to him. So he got a clean wind, so he could go faster than anybody else in the downwind because he did a good rounding of the windward mark. So yeah, I think good choice to go for an early attack for Martin.
And interesting to see that behind Martin it was Dennis Taradin. We had him in the studio earlier, the rider from Cyprus, and then Johan Beckett from Denmark in third with the red kite. Very good performance by Johan because he's not full time, is he, Mirko? So very good performance there.
Yeah, really good performance. I guess that is used to sail on the light wind, and he took a great start, and then following the leader. You know, when you have the chance to be clean and to have your start close to the leader, which obviously you're going to recognize, and they start attacking, go on the right side to the mountain. He was following and with a good pace as well, and he put himself in a clear third place straight behind Martin and Dennis Taradin. It was quite a good performance for him.
Yeah, very much. And Noah Runciman of USA, one of the younger riders, coming in fourth, or no one coming in anywhere actually because the race was abandoned, but this is where they were lying during the race. And Connor Bainbridge trying out a 25-meter kite, Lorenzo. Has there ever been a bigger kite than 25 square meters?
No, the 25-meter kite is the biggest kite we ever seen in kite foiling history and kite history. So I think the 25 is really nice kite for really light conditions. We can see now most of the riders coming back to the ashore because there is not any more wind, and they are trying to keep safe their kite and not keep it wet.
Yeah, and that's a key skill, isn't it? We really need to see these kites stay off the water. If you get your kite wet, it just makes it even harder to keep it in the sky for the race after that, doesn't it?
Yeah, like your kite in this light condition should be super light. Otherwise, if you get your kite wet, it's heavier, and with this marginal condition, it's hard to get the kite in the air, and it's hard to make it flying properly. So yeah, everybody is trying to do their best to keep the kite dry and not wet.
So if the race is abandoned, Lorenzo, what do you decide to do? Do you carry on sailing like some people are, or do you come ashore and rest and...
Everything depends on the really conditions that are in the water. Like, if the conditions were not too marginal, so I could ride and I could say to all the judges that are in the boat to say I can sail. So I want a race. I would love to stay in the water. But if the conditions are really low and the risk is to swim, I think I would like to come back to ashore and keep safe my kite.
A couple of kites are in the water. We will be back to you with an update on the next race very shortly.
Meet the R1 V4, our highest performance Olympic and IKA registered racing machine.
Right, so the wind is playing tricks with us again. It's been Trounsey playing tricks on us for the last few days. We see glimmers of hope, but at the moment we are going to go offline again. We will come back to you. Stay tuned on social media to see when we are coming back online. We really want to bring this race to you. But for the time being, from Lorenzo, Mirko and me, Andy Rice, that's it. We'll be back to you in a few minutes and with a little bit more action for you. See you then.
Wir sind auf der Suche nach dem Echten, dem Kostbaren, nach Menschen, die ihr Handwerk pflegen, weil sie es mit Herz und Händen lieben und dabei Neues entstehen lassen. Wir suchen den Ort, wo die Natur den Geschmack für Küche und Keller reifen lässt. Wo die Menschen das Schmecken zum Erlebnis machen und hungrig sind auf echte Begegnungen. Wir begegnen den Menschen und finden das Echte in Oberösterreich.